Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all present today. Welcome to the fifth round of English Debate Competition InterVarsity Science E-Debate Challenge 2021. The motion for this debate is This House Regrets the Privacy Enhancing Technology PET and its Impact Towards Privacy. I'll be the chairperson and the timekeeper for the room 1. Let me now introduce the debaters to you. Acting as the government team for this debate is the team from UDKLB with Ms. Faseha as the Prime Minister, Ms. Irdina as the Deputy Prime Minister, and Ms. Shahira as the Government Whip. Acting as the opposition team for this debate is the team from UPM Putra with Ms. Maria as the opposition leader, Mr. Sudarshan as the second opposition speaker, and Mr. Chun Kit as the opposition whip. Our panel of adjudicators consists of Mr. Lai Yujun from UKM and Ms. Kabila Anak Perempuan Ganisan from UKM. Now we come to our debate today. To open the case from the government team, I call upon the Prime Minister to start the debate session.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. All right, in 3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this House regrets the privacy enhancing technology and its impact towards privacy. Now, as the government team, we do regret it. Before I move on, let me clarify to you what we define as PET. It is an ability for someone to be anonymous and disguise themselves online, like virtual private networks, and they're able to manipulate their IP address and hide their tracings. Now, imagine like in a world where there's a private tunnel, but you don't know what's ever going on in there. It's just private. You don't what goes in, what goes out, and what happens is that all remains silent, and you never know who's the culprit behind those actions. Now, in the current world, PET is allowed, which we regret because PET has shown more harm than good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, I bid to all. As we are here today, we are here to prove to you how PET has impacted negatively and how we want our world to not have PET. I would first like to contextualize a world where PET exists. Now, as described, PET is an ability for someone to be anonymous online, such as hiding their identity and manipulating their IP address so people can't track them. So this manipulation of private. Now, what does it cause harm to our stakeholders? Our stakeholders here are innocent online users. These PET users, they have manipulated private info. They have manipulated private info, caused data and device breaching, and cause harmful impacts to our stakeholders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to online threats, there are multiple ways the users of PET can do. There are cyber attacks, cyber crimes, online threats, data breaches, device breaches, as I've mentioned. Now, when it comes to these type of topics, these type of threats and breaching, these PET users are able to control our stakeholders' devices and personal information. Now, how does this affect our stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen? It does harmful things for our stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine someone knowing everything about you, sees you through your webcam. You're changing and someone's seeing through your webcam. You're online shopping and they can see your personal information, your address, your bank info. That's all exposed. How does this cause harm to our stakeholders? It can cause financial burden due to their financial and personal financial info being exposed, which can cause depression because they're
POI.
being attacked online. No, thank you. They're being attacked online. Their data has been breached, exposed to the online, ladies and gentlemen, and they do not know who did all this to them. That would be so depressing for our stakeholders, which is why we, the government team, here are to propose a world where we do not want PET. Now, our world will look like where PET won't exist. It can help curbing the number of cyber crimes happening because first of all, PET enables a person to be anonymous. Now, in our world, we do not apply PET. We are able to combat the use of fake and dummy accounts, targeting our poor stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. We are able to lower cyberbullying on social media because a lot of people tend to use these fake accounts to target our stakeholders. Now, another example is a propaganda used by politicals is when elections are near. Politicians often uh, sign up for an account anonymously,
POI.
and no, thank you, anonymously, and they spread false information and speaking ill about other parties and elections. So that is one of the reasons we are proposing to you why we want our world to look like, why we want our world to we want our world to have no PETs, ladies and gentlemen. Now, without a world of PET, it is like a real world. Allows transparency with each other. You know me, I know you, and in with that we are able to the users are able to be more self-aware and reluctant on what they choose to do online. That is our goal here. We want to combat the risk of cyberbullying, cyber attacks, and all the threats that come with PET because in our world, by by um, by and eliminating PET, we are able to achieve that. Now, let me sum up what I've said. We, the government team, believe that we, the government team, do regret the enhancing of private technology, PET, because it has caused more harm than good. We have stated the harms that it has caused to our stakeholders, their data being exposed, their personal information being exposed, which causes harm in the sense that our stakeholders fall into their data being exposed, their personal information being exposed, which can lead them to further health mental issues like depression, which is why we strongly agree a world where we do not want to implement PET for the safety and for the better of our stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we the government team are proud to present our world without PET. Thank you.
Thank you for that speech. To open the case from the opposition team, I call upon the leader of opposition to continue the debate session.
Due to unreasonable, due to the weather, I might not be able to turn on my camera. Is that possible? Okay. First off, any POIs can be voiced out as I'm not looking at the chat. And 3, 2. So, side government drew us a world without PETs. Basically, everything is exposed. So, she was explaining about cyberbullying and about how their webcams will be hacked into it, whereas PET, privacy enhancing technology, actually stops these things from happening. All right. So before that, the motion for today is this House regrets the privacy enhancing technology or PET and its impact towards privacy. So definition wise, she did not really explain very well about what PET actually is. PET does not mean someone just becomes anonymous. Basically, someone becomes anonymous and or someone actually don't have to use all their personal information on the internet as well as have having high data security on their own technology. Basically, this doesn't force them to be cyberbullied. This actually helps them block themselves from all this cyberbullying that she explained just now. So I was thinking whether government side was actually supporting our side or rebutting, but that is okay. So what this debate is about privacy of individual. This debate is not privacy of the innocent online users. It is not just about innocent online users. It's about individuals. It is about everyone, because privacy enhancing technology can be used by anyone and everyone. So us on side opposition would say that we don't regret this technology, but we actually support the privacy enhancing technology. We actually agree that this should be used and enhanced even more into the future. Okay, so my point for today is going to be about individuals. It's going to be about what's going to happen if it isn't enhanced in a world where it exists but people believe that it shouldn't. All right, as well as mass technology. So my point for today is I'm going to talk about individuals, and my second speaker will help me enhance those points as well. Okay, thank you. So individuals on the internet, they are already uncomfortable in a world on their own. Okay, basically when you walk down the street, you're already scared. Now imagine if you're on the computer and you're still scared, but instead of that, you actually have this technology on your computers, on your laptops, on your tablets, your phones, your any technology that you can ever think of, your webcams, anything. This technology can actually block off those cyberbullies. This technology can actually block off those threats. This technology actually stops you even from sharing your personal information. Now here's why I'm going to explain that. Sharing your personal information too much on the internet is already considered wrong. All right. Now imagine that there is a cooperation that wants your personal information. Wouldn't you feel uncomfortable? Wouldn't you feel scared? Wouldn't you second guess why are you giving all your information to this cooperation that you do not trust 100%? Okay. So with this privacy enhancing technology, we can go anonymous. Yes, I agree. But we can go anonymous so that we don't give ourselves to in get ourselves into dangerous situations. Okay. So side government talked about how they can be bullied, how their financial can be how financially they can be blocked, they can have troubles financially, but this technology, this privacy enhancing technology will stop you from giving all your credit card informations. They can with all the information that you actually end up
Your eye,
sharing.
please.
Yes, please.
Clarification on how it actually stops you from sharing information, please. Thank you.
You want a more elaborate explanation of that? Okay, so it stops you from giving personal information. Okay, now imagine this. Okay, you are on Lazada, you're scrolling around, and they ask for your credit card information, and you just gives it just like that without second thought. Okay, now Lazada has your information. Lazada has your credit card details. What can they do? They can just easily they you having your information being held by somebody else is already dangerous as it is. So so with this, Lazada can actually have a close eye on you with your credit card number, as well as all your privacy and all those advertisements that you go through in your daily life. They actually have a close eye on you. They will target you. They will attack you with this scripted advertisements that will make you fall into a trap that you would want to buy things. Okay, that's one. But the credit card details are more dangerous, because without this privacy tag, without this privacy in itself, other people can come and attack Lazada and take your information and misuse it against you. Your credit card details is exposed. Like it or not, even if you give it to someone who says, "Oh, we can take care of this. We will keep it a secret. We'll make sure nobody gets it." Like it or not, hacking still exists. Information leaks still exist, even in the modern world. Even right now, it happens. It's still happening. We can't stop that. But with this privacy enhancing technology, you can actually stop yourself from even giving out the information to begin with. Stop it from actually happening in the first place. Stop all this too much information sharing on the internet that actually forces you to become a bigger and bigger target to the world. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is that the impact towards its privacy, it's that we will be more we will be more protected with this technology, as we do not share all our personal information on the internet, as it could be exposed. All right, that is all from me. Thank you very much.
Right. I would like to thank the speaker for their speech. To continue our debate today, I call upon the Deputy Prime Minister to continue the case for their side.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it is um it is sad to see that the opposition side are trying to have a world where people are allowed to be anonymous and violate others. So, ladies and gentlemen, uh, as the deputy prime minister of the government side, uh, the goal I want to emphasize the goal of our the goal that we are trying to tell you guys for today is we want a world without anonymous. We want a world without anonymity online, because this if you realize it or not, it do comes with harms in our daily lives. So before I proceed with my arguments, I will first rebut the points that have been given by the leader of opposition side. So she said that people are uncomfortable or afraid, and people can block the cyberbully with this PET existing. So she do emphasize that yes, with this PET we can go anonymously online, but realize it or not, you yourself when using the internet you can choose to share what data you want to share, what data you don't want to share, because this PET is actually allowing you to be anonymously, to act on anything anonymously. It does bring more harms than good. Okay. Um and then let me proceed with my arguments. So why would be harmful if we have this PET is applied? Why do government side do regrets with the PET and its impact towards the privacy itself? So there are nowadays there are the increasing number of threats. Nowadays the number of cyber crimes actually have increased along with the technology itself. It is resulting to the massive number of threats to the system and data worldwide. How can the opposition side said with the PET the data can be protected truly? No, ladies and gentlemen, no. Why? Because the existence of the PET, it has allowed people to hide their identity, hence bringing more threats to other users. So dozens of high-profile and illegal data breaches have occurred the past few years with the existence of the no thank you with the existence of the PET itself. This has resulted the theft of massive amount of private information, such as billing information, your account number, things like that. The leader of opposition have said that about the Lazada apps. You gave your billing account number, ladies and gentlemen, that are used for authentication reason. If you didn't give such information, or you didn't confirm it, how can you buy things online? Okay, but this in another way, the PET allow other people, other company, other those harmful people, those bad people to steal your information and use it as you. They use it as you because they are anonymous. They don't have any identity.
POI?
So no, thank you. Those people who would threat you, whom would threat the people whom the private information has been stolen to pay a big amount of money in order to keep their information safe. This will be hard. This will be hard. For us, even for the authority to identify who is the person behind all that, because they are anonymously existing online. These are the world that the government want to avoid. We don't want a world with anonymity online, because this has shown you that it is harmful to our stakeholder, because they can be a victim of a cybercrime by these anonymous people, by these anonymous people, because they are using the PET. So the second my second thesis statement is why a world would be harmful and discriminatory to the society, and why this is true. It is because of the data breach it is why it is because the discrimination to the World Wide Web. Okay, as we are able to see on the internet, there are multiple sites and that offers their users social interaction of one of their users interaction that could enable another user to interact with one of with another virtually. What do the users do? What would the users do that would actually use PET to go anonymous, which somehow is allowed on most social networking sites? These will lead to people having the audacity and the willingness to troll and inflict negative harms on other users, because they are simply undetected, or we can know as known as the anonymity. This will end the leads cases such as body shaming, language abuse, and etc. So for another thing is the political agenda is also harmful because of the PET, because with this PET, they can actively promote and run their political campaign through this anonymous account, and on top of that, they post slanders, false accusation, and to portray a bad image to other candidates or political gain to gain votes and trust of the people. When this happened, the people would be confused of the information that was available through the campaigning period, even though at opposition best case scenario whereby they have policies to stop that, this political party would be gone unpunished due to their ability to go anonymous and undetected, especially when the law enforcement aren't equipped with the suitable technologies to prevent it from happening. So with that, I, as the Deputy Prime Minister of the government side, we strongly agree with the motion today. With that, I raise my case.
I would like to thank the speaker for their remarks. Now I call upon the Deputy Leader of Opposition to continue the case for their side.
Okay, hello, testing. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. All right. Government has said a lot of things today. They have said that PET is not effective. PET is, especially earlier, they said it helps violate others, and they have political candidates being affected by spam groups and fake news and smear campaigns by all these people. Authorities cannot apprehend people. Okay, that one, authorities cannot apprehend this cyber bullying and all that, cyber crimes. Okay, also as well as the fact that they said there is a lot of increase in cyber crimes after the PET. So there's a lot of things to unpack here. And first of all, let's go with the this increased cyber crimes due to PET. And I do believe, yes, there has been an increase in cyber crimes, Lily, and that is not a small matter to fret. But I do believe the existence of PET has limited the amount of cyber crimes that occurred. Because if not for the PET, if not for the prevention acts, prevention technology, this would lead to even more cyber crimes occurring, and this would mean more people would be suffering around than just the limited amount of people, because the technology have saved. All right. That being said, we will go. Side opposition also said that They are also promoting cybercrime, cyberbullying, and all that things. All right, cyberbullying. I understand that that is your concern, but the thing is, in social media, this is a social media issue. It's not a privacy issue. If social media there's bullying and trolling occurring, the media platform itself they have their own moderators to help prevent this kind of things from happening. So this is not a privacy issue, and I believe the social media itself will handle it right now because they have readily available resources for this. So privacy doesn't come into effect here. It doesn't really matter because there are measures in place to prevent this kind of things already from happening. So in terms of privacy, hiding you to create anonymous accounts, there's also a limit to that. So you can't really say that privacy is going to help you with creating accounts for trolling. Although I will give you a benefit of the doubt here. There is a thing you said that smear campaigns. I do agree. Smear campaigns and fake news is very problematic. But let's be honest here. If you're talking about fake news and you're worried about fake news, smear campaigns, let's be honest. If all you're worried about is fake news, news is news, opinions is opinions, and if it's a bad opinion, if it's a bad news, it can be rebutted easily with good rationale. And people who can think, I believe the people of the nation nowadays with access to internet who are more aware of things right now are able to easily see through the rationale behind the negative and the positive. All right, so they're not dumb people who will just believe all these fake campaigns. All right, so they can think for themselves, they can see what is fake, what is not. All right, so this is the thing we have to see. It is not a matter of it's going to be affecting major political candidates. That is not a thing right now. What we have to focus on is the individual, because privacy enhancing technology helps the individual. And are we really going to lose our individual rights of freedom of the internet just so that we can be feel somewhat safer? But in all honesty, we all know that giving up more of our freedom to any authoritarian body or a body of authority, whether it be government or corporate, is going to lead to negative implication. I will explain upon that later, but I would like to expand a bit about what some of the benefits are for the consumer in terms of using PET technology. As my first speaker have already said earlier, that you can use credit card masking technologies to help you prevent your credit card information from being stolen online. And this is important thing because earlier they said a lot of people are getting scammed online. But guess what? With this technology, a lot of people have been able to save it. There's also a land title scam that happened, and this is able to be prevented because PET has land title locking technology, which helps people protect their land assets. That means houses, mortgage, and stuff like that. So they prevent losses of major scales and are able to take care of their housing and assets. Yes, that is also a very good benefit. Of course, on a lower end terms of consumer market, we have VPN. VPN is so useful. You know, Netflix doesn't even let you access its full content. We are paying all the money to Netflix, but we can't even access their full content of library because of geo blocking. Guess what? With VPN, we are able to fully access all their content. This means the consumers are being scammed out of it because of legislation problem, and that means we are actually we are not receiving what is worth. We are being rightfully scammed. So we should try to make use of what we can in terms of this by using PET to reap the benefits of what we should be able to be allowed to get the benefits of, because we pay for it, we should receive it. Yes? No? I believe this is a no-brainer. All right, now let's move on to a bit more heavier topic, shall we? All right, earlier the government said smear campaigns and authority figures and trying to seek out and trace all these bad actors. Guess what? That is all well and good in terms of an idea, in terms of a utopia where the government is perfect. But let's be honest, no government is perfect. Every government is corrupt to a certain degree. All right. No, I've never seen a single government that's super transparent and super good to the public. There's no corruption going on. Even such a government as the Nordic countries have their own corruptions. Okay, they have their own minor problems here and there. So there is no perfect solution to a government. So why are you giving all your why are you giving all your information to the government or to any companies so that they can use it as they please? All right, let's look at the option of China. China does this to a very strong degree. They have no privacy online. Their people are constantly monitored. They are basically living in Orwell's book, described in Orwell's book 1984, a police state. They are surveyed constantly and monitored. Anything and everything you say online can be used against you. Even if it's a joke, you can be sent to jail. Do you really want to live in a place where you can't have the freedom to express yourself? Every thought you have is controlled by the government. Everything you want to do, can do, must be monitored and be approved. You have no right to think of anything of your own. All your thought is controlled, and propaganda is all you see. That is the world you're proposing. I'm not saying it's going to happen immediately. I'm saying it will happen inevitably with this case. I would like to also round about one more thing. Of course, I'm saying the extreme here, but we can see the first steps of it happening in the US, where cancel culture has taken place. These companies using their data collection and choosing who they want to ban, who they don't want to ban, canceling all the people they want, censoring speech, and all these things. These are things that you get from not having that personal privacy enhancing technology. Without all this, without that privacy enhancing technology, they are losing their rights slowly, and they are being cancelled. They are losing their abilities to fight, to voice out their opinion. Losing this battle will lead to authoritarianism. This is the slow descent to it. And if you really are willing to throw away PET for that, if you really want to live in that world, guess what? The life you're living, the thought you have right now, whatever you think, it won't be yours. It's all going to be controlled. Are you really willing to be a sheeple? I don't think so. I want to be a human. I know myself. I am a human. I'm an individual. You are as well. Let's respect it. Thank you.
I would like to thank the speaker for their remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, and the honorable educators, I shall now call upon the government whip to rebut.
One, two, three. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sad to hear about the opposition. They keep on saying about they want to live in a world where everyone can be anonymous in the cyber world. So, we the government believe that they did not prove to us the dying needs of using the PET can actually benefit the humankind more. Because what we see from their debate they are saying that PET can actually protect data, PET can actually protect data, PET can decrease cybercrime, which they did not elaborate on that, and how does PET can actually decrease cybercrime. And they say that if we have PET, everyone can speak out their mind. So now everyone can speak their mind being anonymously, which they are trying in their world. They are trying to prove to us that actually PET are the reason why they can actually speak their mind. And without PET, the opposition are trying to say to us that without PET we cannot speak our mind. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the old days we can speak our mind. Without PET, what cannot we do now? And PET, you have to really understand what is PET. PET is actually the ability to discuss yourself, the ability to make yourself invisible in the online world. In our current world right now, people are being anonymous in the current world, in the web world. So when they be anonymous, they can do many more cybercrime because they are anonymous. When we are anonymous, we can do anything that we want because people will not know that is us that is doing that. So that is why it will increase the cybercrime. And I don't understand why the DLO actually said that with existing of the PET, it can actually decrease cybercrime. Well, you did not explain on that. You did not prove to us why with the PET can actually decrease the cybercrime. Because we believe, everyone know it's a common sense. When you're wearing your mask, imagine PET is like a mask. You wear your mask everywhere, mask like close your face, and then you're going out and then do slander like people are doing right now, covering the CCTV when they are like drawing illegally on the wall and in the public space. So that is what PET exactly. When we have PET, it's actually give the authority to the bad people to actually use PET in a harm way. So this is why we say PET is actually do more harm than good. to the stakeholder. We did not say that PET does not benefit at all, but the harm are really, really crucial, really, really bad for the humankind, really, really bad for the stakeholder, for the user, for the consumer that using PET for a good way, for a good reason. But the thing is, without PET, we can live a better life in our world. In our world, imagine without PET, everyone will know who are you and who are you talking to. Imagine, and it will be more easier for us to actually know who are talking bad about us, and we can actually more know who are taking our money because without the PET. Imagine if we have PET will discuss us like um um homomorphic encryption. Homomorphic encryption will actually discuss our IP address. So when when the bad people take the money from the innocent people, we cannot know where the money go, and the money will go to drain, which is the bad guy would have it. Imagine without PET, without the homomorphic encryption, the money that are being taken by the bad people, we can actually know who take our money. But because the PET exists in this current status quo, this is happening more because PET some sort is like a disgust for this kind of bad guy. And you say about it can be more existing of PET can actually protect us even more. We do not believe that because in the current world already show to you guys that PET can actually make it more harm than good. Okay, let me reconstruct that. So what is PET? I already explained it. How the war with PET? The war with PET currently, the bad people are discussed into wearing masks, and then they can do slander, then can do political slander. While you see about they can actually think for themselves. Actually, if they can think of themselves, if they can think that the thing is good, and if they are doing that is a better one for them, then there will not be anti-vaccine in this world. Opposition. There's no anti-vaccine. Vaccine is good, but why have anti-vaccine? Because they are actually they are sorry, that's my Siri. They are actually being slandered by the people that don't want vaccine. But when they read comments on the Instagram, on the Twitter saying that vaccine is not good, even though it's slander, then they are not taking the vaccine. And now we can see that's happening in Malaysia, ladies and gentlemen. And then how the world without PET? The world without PET, like my prime minister said, a world without a world without PET would be like a world, like a normal world, like physical world right now. When you're talking to that person, that you know that person face, you know the age, the name, where they came from, you know everything. Same as the online, same as the world without PET in an online way. We know them, we know exactly who we are talking to. But imagine if we have PET that discuss this guy, this world will be we will be so frightened. We are afraid when talking to people. Like I block people that I don't know online because I don't know them. So that is what we're trying to show to you guys. Opposition. I don't know why that you cannot understand that. And then why PT do more harm than good? First, because it's increased cybercrime, like I said. And then second, it gives chance for the slander to happen because you are discussed. The people are actually wearing masks that cover everything on their face, on their body. We don't know who they are. This is what we're afraid of, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a world to live in a world that have a better that you can know who the people you're talking, please stop using PET. You see about data providing that it can actually keep the data better and everything, but I don't believe that PET is not the only way to keep the data safe. We have other things, and advancement of PET will do more harm than good, as we're trying to say, ladies and gentlemen. And the opposition doesn't engage us with that, and they say that they would decrease cybercrime. How it would decrease cybercrime? They did not explain to us, ladies and gentlemen. So, and then the burden that they are not talking to us, they are the burden of their side that they are not proving to us is actually they did not prove to us why PET is actually do more benefit than harm. So please prove that. And with that, I raise my case. Thank you.
I would like to thank the speaker for that speech. It is now time to listen to the rebuttals of opposition with
Okay, I'll start now. So throughout the entire debate, the government team has basically rejected all of our POIs and then refused to engage us on the point that just like those bad guys that you claim, consumers, normal people, normal internet users can also use the exactly same technology to protect themselves from these all sorts of these hackers and something like this. So I think I need to tell you the reason, like why these cyber crimes occur in the very first place is because this consumer lack protection, and therefore a very simple logic is that with this protection they would not be attacked by these bad people that you claim that is trying to attack them. So now when this PET is available to everybody, it means that now everybody is basically have the ability to protect themselves against all of these cybercrime, cyberbullies attack. So previously, in your world where there is no PET, what will happen is that only the techie people or the hacker has the ability to attack others or have the ability to mask themselves. But then with this PET, when this become really common and everybody is using it, it means that everybody is standing at the same ground. Normal people like you and me is standing at the same ground just like those hackers. And this is the reason why protection will occur. So in your world, what will happen is that only a techie people is exposed and is attached to like those techie stuff that can protect them. And in your world, cyberbullying might be even worse compared to our case. So, and we need to tell you why our point on like protection for consumer is so important in this case is that cyberbullying, like internet world, is not just about one country, and it's not like what you say, like, oh, I know their age, their name, and where they are, so I can catch them. It's not so simple, because when you talk about internet, it means that people from different country can hack each other, can steal each other. So it means that when you are being hacked, when your money is being taken away, even if you know who is the person, even if you know the address of that person, as long as the person is staying at other country, it means that the whole entire process of catching him, or if there is even a process, it's actually very hard. It's very hard to like bring a illegal criminal from other country back to your country to have a trial. So the entire thing that you are proposing, like by solving cybercrime by letting people know their age, where I come from, is basically irrelevant, I would say. So and the main thing is that you also didn't tell us, why should I tell you my age, where I come from, my address, like who am I? Like why should I tell you? Like this entire thing is my privacy, and just like my first speaker has said, letting people know all of your information make you as an internet user very uncomfortable. It means that any criminal can easily find who are you, where you are. Any people that admire you can simply come to your house and tell and have maybe some sexual threat to you. So it basically means that your entire safety is threatened without this PET. And then I would also like to tell you, like just like previous speaker have already said, you didn't explain to us why without PET and those cybercrime will not occur. Like what the DLO have already tell you, even without PET, people in Facebook, in Twitter will still use their social media accounts to basically attack others. So cyberbullying that you say will still occur, and I don't see any huge difference between with PET and without PET in the case of cybercrime, except that with PET, we the consumer can have a greater protection compared to your world. Okay, this is the first clash about the consumer stuff, and then there's also a second clash. They did not really take care of it, which is the political stuff, which is the politics, and which side would there be a greater political freedom to internet user, especially people living in a country with an oppressive regime? So this is what the DLO have already tell you in his speech, and this is not rebutted by the third speaker, except the part that they say that there will be political spills and people will anonymous themselves and then spread their propaganda to voter. So first of all, spreading propaganda to the social media user or voter, isn't this the job of political parties? So even if it is true, I don't think that the harm is really very big, except that perhaps there are some fake news. Okay, so talking about fake news. So will fake news just diminish with PET again? Where is fake news most likely occur? It's in Facebook, it's in Twitter, it is in like Instagram or social media accounts like this. And like just like what is happening now, even if people are using their real name, even if they are exposing off their information, they will just spread it, and it will still be spread. So I think that there's no significant difference between their situation and between like with PET and without PET. So but then the largest harm that without these political freedoms and also the spread of information is that the the entire democracy process or the entire right to speech or the right to participate in any political activities will be seriously harmed. Like the example of China's that has been spoken by our DLO has basically not rebutted by the third speaker of the government team. So you need to imagine you are in a country where the government is very oppressive, and then and it's not like an extreme case. It is like a country with like more than 1 billion people. So it is about 20% of our world population. And in this case, we need to understand that without this anonymity, it means that people in that country can easily be prosecuted by their authoritarian government if they by their authoritarian government without any protection, and this also hinder any spread of free thought between the people. So in the end, I would like to like compare the world with and without PET, like just what the government do, in the first speaker. I don't know why. So without PET, how the world will be look like? It will be very transparent, yes, and then the transparency also means that we as a consumer are prone to attack. We need to understand that we as a consumer, the only thing that we can do is not having a lot of techie stuff to like attack others or like enforce the law or like going some international stuff. But then what we can do is with PET, we can protect ourselves. We can have at least some privacy, which in their world completely don't have. So we prevent the entire problem from the root. The root is the hacker ask our information and the hacker attack us. And then by the political part, we can also clearly see that without PET, they cannot spread any political stuff, whereas we allow freedom of thought and freedom of speech. And we believe that this is very important because all of this allows people to not be caught by the authoritarian government and allow them to live in a peaceful and not like disturbed way. So thank you.
Now that we have heard all the three speakers from both teams, we shall take a short break of 1 minute. During this time, both the government and the opposition teams will prepare the reply speech. The time of 1 minute has ended. I shall now invite the second speaker from the opposition team to deliver the reply speech.
It's 4 minutes, right? Just to clarify. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
It's 4 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we have heard a lot from side opposition. They have claimed that we haven't given them exactly how we're going to do it, how our having PET is going to help and all that. And I believe our side have already explained it well and again enough. By using PET, we are able to block it. The main reason for most of these people who are the hackers, these bad actors, from accessing all our information, all the harms they do, is because people who don't have PET are being affected by it. But having PET will prevent it because they don't have the credit, they don't have the access to all the information that we have given. That we have all our access that we have. I've already explained earlier time and time again, which the government side has not rebutted. Whereas all the title locking methods, all the VPN, the masking methods, these are things to keep our credentials safe and prevent any kind of hacking and cyber crimes occurring from the consumer side. But this was not rebutted. This was not even they didn't consider this. So I feel like we've already explained it, and they still didn't even get the idea. Side government have completely missed out on the idea of that how EPET actually helps us. And I've explained it time and time again. Our our speaker Prime Minister has already explained to us the reasons why it's important, because it's a human thing, a human desire to seek privacy, to not be open to the public, and that is so clear when you're transparent to everybody. It is like, if I may borrow the same example from the side opposition, it is like going outside during the COVID-19 pandemic without a mask on. Why would you use the internet, which is full of dangerous things, without PET? Having PET is just like a layer of protection. That's what we've been trying to say this entire time, and that is the thing. And PET, yes, it may not be perfect. There might be still an increase of cybercrime and all that. I agree, but guess what? With the existence of PET and with the continuous improvement of it, we can still have it as a preventive measure. It's like this. It's better we go out if we have to go out during the any kind of pandemic or thing. It is better to go out with a mask instead of without a mask. Yes, no, I believe you all agree. It's common sense that we have to wear masks and go out. So why is it different from using the internet? So that's why we should use the PET. And of course, our whip has already has rebutted their side government well enough. So I believe I don't need to extrapolate on it too much, but I will give it one more. I'll just give an extra shot. Most of these cybercrime bad actors come from authoritarian states. So if the PET users are good people, why would you think they would use this to go and attack other people? Most of these cybercrime, all these bad actors come from authoritarian states where the government controls the internet so much to the point where the bad actors end up creating their own version of PET. They don't use consumer grade PET, they created their own version. And this is very obvious because even without consumer grade PET, there will be hacking going on. So they must have created it from their own this one. This is just by logic, ladies and gentlemen. So without PET, the people will not be able to even protect themselves, but hackers will keep developing their own and keep attacking us. So why do you not want to develop your own for the community, for the consumers, for the individual? In that sense, I have said, I'm just going to wrap it up with one sentence. All right, good people using PET will not cause harm to other people. However, bad people, even without PET, can develop their own and cause way more harm that side government has explained. That's why PET is important to at least protect the individual from these bad actors as well as government and corporates. Thank you very much.
I shall now call upon the Prime Minister from the government team to deliver their reply speech.
All right, am I audible?
Yes.
Right, in 3, 2, 1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what do we know that is opposition seems to sweep the problems under the rug. Now, cybercrime, by saying that cybercrimes and cyber threats is because people lack protection from, presumably from PTE and improve consumer production by being anonymous. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we have stated the increasement of cyber crimes happen due to allowing a person to be anonymous. It is one of the reasons that contribute to the increasement in cyber crimes, ladies and gentlemen, is due to PET. It is, we have, as I've stated already when I've opened my case, PET allows someone ability to give it, to hide in their information, to manipulate their IP address and their background information, which these people are explore the possibilities of abusing those PET, even if they are not hacking or they will do other cybercrimes such as cyberbullying. The government today must not undermine the potential of people abusing the PET, as they have been saying to right now, is the world is perfect and will not abuse anything. Now, as you stated under how it is in the political world, in our world, when there is no PET, political campaigning will be cleaner, whereas when PET issues come, political parties use to their advantage to promote and run their political campaign through these anonymous accounts, while also throwing false accusations and portraying a bad image to other candidates to portray themselves and portray themselves as the good people and gain vote and trust of our stakeholders. When this happens, ladies and gentlemen, it will be the people, our stakeholders here, will be confused of the information that is thrown to them, the information that is available through this campaigning that they've been doing anonymously. And in the opposition's best case scenario, whereby these policies to stop that, these political parties would go unpunished due to their ability to go anonymous and undetected, especially when the law enforcement aren't equipped with suitable technologies to prevent it from happening, as it being happening in a lot of the developing countries. In the end, we as the government team, we are showing to you why the world with PET possibly brings more detrimental effects to our stakeholders. And to prove your point, PET has, ever since it's been implemented, there is no unsure, as said by Lovelace, or there is no unsure strategy that PET have contributed to saving data, giving more privacy to safeguarding privacy and data protection to our stakeholders, which the government, the opposition has failed to say. We have shown you, ladies and gentlemen, that why a world without PET is better for our stakeholders than continuing the use of PET due to the harms such as cyber attacks, anonymously violating the internet, World Wide Web. With that, we have never, we highly regret the use of PET in the World Wide Web. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you. We have now come to the end of the debate. This round is a silent round and the verdict will be given tomorrow. Educators are reminded to move to the educators' discussion room in the Cisco WebEx via the link provided. With that, the House of Parliament is adjourned. Thank you.